Hello viewers, welcome to the class for today. Today we'll be looking at finding angles in a triangle. You know what a triangle is? All these are triangles. We're going to be using them as our base model. It's not compulsory we use those shapes. So if you look at this triangle, maybe I can say maybe these aren't equal or something, or I just draw it myself and just create a line here at the base, and another line is going to go to the top here. Maybe leave it here. Then I probably have another line go this way. So the extra line, I may decide to just cut it away to get a triangle. So once this is a triangle, I have three angles there. This is the first angle, the second angle, and the third angle. Anyhow, it is there are three angles. So let's assume this is 20 degrees. One thing we must firstly know is that if you add these three angles together, it must always give you 180 degrees. That is, sum of angles in a triangle must always be 180 degrees. So if this place is 20 and this place is 110 degrees, we're finding the third angle. What are we going to add to make 180? So you just add these together and take it away from 180, then you get your answer. You can say 20 degrees, 20 degrees plus 110 degrees, and plus x, which is third angle, is 180 degrees. Then what we have here is to add these together. So we can say x plus 130 degrees gives us 180 degrees. So what are we going to add to 130 to get 180? That's going to be 50, yeah. So we can say x equal to 180 degrees minus 130 because it was positive 130, but when you take it out to subtract, it becomes negative. So that's x equal to 50 degrees. And that is how to solve that particular kind of question. It won't really matter what kind of triangle it is. It has to be 180 degrees when you add all of the angles together. We'll continue shortly. Just hold on. Here is another kind of triangle. You can see there are some kind of two inscriptions here, this one and this one. It means this line is equal to the other line. And what does that mean? It means that if you use a line to support them once they're equal, this angle base must also be equal to this angle base. So we call this kind of triangle, we call it isosceles, isosceles triangle. Triangle, yeah. So for an isosceles triangle, two sides must be equal. And if two sides are equal, it simply means that two base angles, they must be equal. So if you are given, maybe you're given something like this place to be F and this place to be F, and you're given this angle to be, let's say, 80 degrees here. So you're expected to form, you know, to find the value of f or find value of the other one. Or they might give you another kind of triangle, maybe the same isosceles triangle, but this time around, it's just going to give you that this side is equal to this side and give you one of the base angles to be, let's say, so this one is 35 degrees. And they just give you only one angle. Then after you should find the remaining two angles. And that's going to be very easy. So maybe they call this one A and this one B. Now, this is 35 degrees. Let's deal with the first one. For this first one, we have to add them together to get 180 degrees because any triangle, the sum of all the angles must always be 180 degrees. So F plus the other F, F plus 80 degrees. It's going to be 180 degrees. And that means twice of f, because this is 2f. When you add one f and one f, you get 2f. That's 80 degrees, equals to 180 degrees. So what are you going to add to 80 to get 180? That's 100. That means 2f is 100. 1f should be 50 because 50 plus 50 is 100. So 2f equal to 180 degrees minus 80 degrees. Then 2f equal to 100 degrees. So f equals to 100 degrees divided by 2, and that's going to be 50 degrees. So that means this angle is 50 and this angle is 50 if we has to label it. And for the second one, you're looking for this and you're looking for this. It's very simple. You just have to say b degree equals to 35 degrees. And what's the reason? You say base angles of an isosceles triangle are equal. you know. So having said that, then you know that 35 plus 35, because B and 35 are equal, then plus the A you're looking for, equal to 180 degrees. So what you're going to do is to add 35 and 35, that's 70, plus A equal to 180 degrees. And let's see, I want to try and rule this down quite a bit. So now we get A equal to 180 degrees minus 70 degrees. And that's going to be what? A equal to 110 degrees. So if we find our A to be 110 degrees, and we find our B to be 35 degrees. Okay, we're going to continue shortly. Just now, maybe we want to draw a triangle like this, or I just have a line here. For a triangle, then maybe I didn't go to the end. I just draw something like this, and I draw something like this. Then I ask you to find some angles that you don't know. For example, if I say this place is, let's say 40 degrees, and I say this place is, let's say 80 degrees, then I ask you to find angle A, find angle B, find angle C, find angle D, and find angle E. Now this is pretty simple. You can first find the angle A because it's in a triangle, so you can say A plus 40 plus 80 equal to 180. So A equal to 180 minus 120. Where did I get 120 from? That is 80 plus 40. So A is going to be 60 degrees. That settles. Then you will remember that whenever you have a straight line and you have a line cutting the straight line, something like this, just like something you have here, a line cutting the straight line at the bottom. So you're going to have two angles at that point, and the sum of the two angles must be 180 degrees. So we have A here, we have B here, and we know our A to be 60. So if A is 60 degrees, yeah, if A equal to 60 degrees, then we find B. So you add these two together, give you 180. If you take your protractor and you check it, like a protractor, half of a circle, make 180 degrees. So if you have 60, then you have 120. B must be 120. How? A plus B equal to 180 degrees. Then A is 60, then plus B equal to 180 degrees. Then we have B equal to 180 degrees minus 60 degrees. 180 degrees minus 60 degrees, and that is going to be 120 degrees. Now, if you look at the triangle, 80 plus 40 is 120. B is also 120. That means B is an exterior angle to the two interior angles, and the sum of two interior angle and the exterior angle must always be equal. Take note of that because this gives us 120 and this gives us 120. That means they must always be equal. Okay, how do we find angle C? We use the same principle of 180. This is 180. B and C gives us 180. So we say B plus C equal to 180 because sum of angle on a straight line is 180. Then we have C equals to 180 minus B. That's 180 degrees minus B. B is 120 degrees. So C is going to be 60 degrees. Then we can see that A is 60 and C is 60 because we got 60 here, we got 60 here. So because they are both 60, that means if you see lines that intersect like this, the angle at the top must always be equal to the angle at the bottom. You know, like just like this line intersecting this line. So they are always equal. That means B must also be equal to D. Without any calculation, then we can say our angle D also equal to 120 degrees. Now remain only angle E. Do you think you know how to find angle E? It says half a circle. Half a circle is 180 degrees. So this is 80, then E must be 100 degrees to make 180 degrees. Without any calculation, you can get that. We're going to continue shortly. Just hold on. Now, here is another model question. You can see on the line, there are two lines that are parallel because if you look carefully at this, though it's not clear, if you look at carefully at this, there's a sign here stating that the line is parallel to the one at the bottom because of the line. But we're going to draw it out ourselves. Let's draw it out ourselves now. Let's say, yeah, these are the two lines. One is indeed longer than the other, so let me get this shorter one. This is the shorter line, and this is the longer line. The longer line carries a triangle, so maybe something like this, and maybe something like this. It could come here or something, but let me just put it here. Now, if you look at this, it's stated that this line is parallel to this line. What does it mean when they are parallel? It means they're going to have what we call alternate angles. This angle must be equal to the angle, like when you write letter Z, 1, 2, 3. So this angle here must be equal to the angle here, like this letter Z with this line, like you write 1, Z, Z. So the angle inside must be equal to the angle in the other side. So let's take a look at that. Maybe we label this place Y and we label this P, then we label this R. Then we've been given that this is 45 degrees. We've also been given this, maybe it's 53 degrees or something. Then to find R, we can first find R because it's in a triangle. So we say what? R plus 45 plus 53 is what? That's 180 degrees. 180 degrees. Then R plus, what is addition of this? That is 5 plus 3, that's 8, and 5 plus this, that's 90. So we have R plus 98 equal to 180 degrees. Then R equal to 180 degrees minus 98 degrees. So if you take 90 away from 180, you have 90. If you take 8 away, you have 82 degrees. So R is going to be 82 degrees. Again, if you look at P and R, they are in a straight line like half a circle I showed you the other time. So we have P plus R equals to 180 degrees. That means R is 82. So P plus 82 equal to 180 degrees. Then we have P equal to 180 degrees minus 82 degrees. Then it's going to give us the 98 that we got the other time. So P equal to 98 degrees. And if you look at it, this is equal to the interior angles equals to the exterior angle. So then, since we found R is here and Y is here, they are equal. So we can say that R equal to Y. Y, we can say alternate angles are equal. Alternate angles are equal. So you can say then Y must be 82 degrees, and that's how to solve that one. We're going to continue shortly. Okay, here is another question that we have here. We're looking at finding the missing angle in this quadrilateral. So there's a line here, and there's a line going up here or something, maybe here. Then there is this line here coming this way, and probably the last one, we just join this place together. So this is a quadrilateral. It has four sides. We've been given this to be 90 degrees. Then we've been given this to be 124 degrees. And I think maybe this is 87 degrees if I'm right. 87 degrees. Now we are finding the unknown angle. How do we find that? Let's say this is x. One thing we should always know, if we have a triangle like this triangle, and we also have another triangle like this triangle, which we can turn the other way, maybe just use it to face the left side, or and I'll turn it to flip it vertically. I can close this, and make it a quadrilateral. So if the sum of angle in triangle is 180, the other is 180, then the sum of angle in quadrilateral must be 360. Let's take note of that. So 360 degrees for the sum of angles in a quadrilateral. So we're going to add all these four angles to get 360. That means 90 plus 87 plus 124. Let me add it again. 124. Then plus unknown is 360 degrees. Then we add these three angles together and take it away from 360 to get what is missing. So let's add. We have 1, 2, 4, we have 8, 7, we have 9, 0. 7 plus 4 is 11, we have 1. This is 10. 19 plus 1, that's 20. You get 1, that's 201. So we have 201 plus x equal to 360 degrees. So x equal to 360 degrees minus 201. So x is going to be 360 minus 201, and that's going to be 59 degrees. So x equal to 59 degrees. 59 degrees, because it's 59, you're going to have to make 360 in all of those ones. And if we look at another one here, I think this other shape, this other question, we can bring this one here and try to look at it and see. We have some angles given. This place probably maybe 38 degrees. Let me use red marker. So maybe 38 degrees here. And this is 94 degrees inside here. This is 75 degrees here. So we're looking for two angles, this angle and this angle. Firstly, you can find, label this one A and label this one B. You can find A first because A and 138 are on a straight line at a point. The two angles are at this point. So we have A plus, 38, not 138. So A plus 38 equals to 180 degrees. Then A equals to 180 degrees minus 38 degrees. So what do you have? A equal to, what is 180 minus 30? That's 150. 150 minus 8 is 142 degrees. So we put 142 degrees there. Then we have three angles already. In the quadrilateral remain only one angle, which is angle B. So we can say that A plus B plus 75 plus 94 equal to 360 degrees. Then we have B that we're looking for equals to 360 minus addition of A and this one. So we get 142 plus 94 plus 75. So this is going to be 9, 11. This is 11. Then this is 10, 14, or 17 plus 4. That's 21. You get 2. And this is going to be 311. So 311. B equals to 360 minus 311. This is 9. 5 minus 1 is 4. So the answer is going to be 49 degrees. Okay, so if you see anything that has to do with quadrilateral or triangle and you have to find the angle, just consider whether you have straight line that hold some angles, or you're just going to add up the angles in the triangle or add up the angles in the quadrilateral, which is 360, or the previous one, 180 degrees. We're going to continue shortly as we round up for today. All right, so on the last phase, we're dealing with angles between lines. Angles between lines. And the first one, I can see what's there, but we can just guess it out and find what we're looking for. Let's assume that this one is maybe 130 degrees and we're looking for x. Obviously, they're on a straight line. So the two angles are on a straight line at a point, and this is a straight line somewhere here. Then what we're going to do is to say 180, x equal to 180 minus 130. That means x is going to be 50 degrees because it's 50. You're going to add to 130 to make 180. Take note of that. Then second one, we have the same kind of question here. Like we have a line on top of, the line goes this way and another line comes this way or something. Then we have an angle at the middle. They said this is 75 degrees and this is 25 degrees. Then we have angle K at the middle. Add the three of them together to get 180 because they're on a straight line and they meet at a point. So what we have is 25 plus 75 plus k equal to 180 degrees. 25 plus 75 is 100. So k equals to 180 minus 100. And angle k equals to 80 degrees. That means it's 80 you're going to add to this to make 180. Take note of that. Then the next one, number 3. Let's say we have this one that has kind of, stuffs here. I can see, okay, I think I can see that one of them is 52. So if this place is 52 and this is D, obviously just take D out of 180 because this is 180. So take D out of 180, you get it. So that we, if I take 50 away from 180, I get 130. So this will be 128 degrees. Then you can see this angle and this angle are vertically opposite. So this is 128 degrees. And this one and this one are also vertically opposite. And this will be 52 degrees also. So that means this is 180, this is 180, this is 180. So anywhere you face, on a line, it's 180. Then the other one that has to do with that kind of this is this one. So you can see that there's a straight line and we have 100 and an alphabet here. So that alphabet must be 80 because this is 180. Then this is 80 and something also to make 180. That means this place should be 100. And we can see that maybe these are the same or something. If they are the same, then this must be 80. Then there will be 40 and 40. But if they are not the same, there should be a way of getting them done. Let's say this is on a line. Then this is also on a line. So they better be the same so that we get 40 and 40 and so on. And the same thing is what you're going to use. The last one I'm going to look at before we round up is this one that has to do with like 3 angles at a point. Even if there are 9 angles at a point, all you have to do is to add them together to get 360. Because if you have a straight line here and an angle is here, an angle is here, an angle is here, an angle is here, no matter where the angle is facing, if this is 180, this must be 180, then the full angle must be 360 degrees. So you add all of them to get 360 degrees. That means if you add this angle plus this angle plus this angle, that's 180. And if you add this angle plus this angle and plus the last angle here, it's going to be 180. So addition of everything, if you add everything together like this, it's going to make us 360 degrees. So even if there are 3 angles there, the 3 angles must give us 360 degrees. So if you look at this one now, we have 140 somewhere, we have 120 somewhere, then we have to find this. That means we can say maybe this is y. So we say y plus 120 plus 140 equal to 360 degrees. Then this plus this is 260. So y plus 260 degrees equal to 360 degrees. Then y equal to 360 degrees minus 260 degrees. And y should be 100 degrees. And that is where we're going to be rounding up the class for today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel. See you next time.